It was time for another backcountry adventure. Although I have been to this area many times, I had yet to experience it in this way. Welcome to the Salmon Creek area of the Los Padres National Forest here in beautiful Big Sur, California. Joey and I are getting ready to head out on a 2-night, 3-day backpacking trip. This will be a loop that will combine 3 different trails. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. We have a climb right out of the gate, but today we're gonna see some waterfalls. It should be really beautiful. We're gonna try to find an awesome camp up the mountain. There is a chance of some rain today. We did experience some sprinkles this morning already. It's cloudy, it's overcast, it's cool, which is actually very good because we have to go uphill pretty much all day today. So the temperatures are perfect for climbing. And yeah, we're just getting ready to get this hike started. This hike would take place in the Silver Peak Wilderness, combining the Salmon Creek Trail, the Crookshank Trail, and the Buckeye Trail to form a loop. Up above the trailhead now. See my truck below. And Pacific Ocean. The Silver Peak Wilderness is located in the southwestern corner of Monterey County in the Santa Lucia Mountains along the central coast of California. It's one of 10 wilderness areas within the Los Padres National Forest.
Everybody's talking up a storm. Act like they don't notice it, but here it is and here it comes. Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Oh yeah.
Okay, we have leveled out a little bit after the first short but steep climb, and we are headed right now towards the Spruce Creek camp. We don't know if we are camping there. It's only a couple miles in. There's another camp called the Estrella camp a little further than that, so we may go there. We're just playing it by ear.
Impulse always quickens when it's full. As it turns my head around me, yes it does, and here it comes. Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Oh yeah.
Trail washed out, huh?
What's down there? Let's go over to check this out. All that beautiful lush greenery along either side of the trail of me is poison oak, believe it or not. We decided to make a quick pit stop at Spruce Camp for a snack, but we did decide not to stay there because it was just a little too early in the hike to make camp. The total elevation gain for today's hike would be about 1,000 feet and just about 3.5 miles. About halfway between Spruce Camp and Estrella Camp are the Upper Salmon Creek Falls. There is quite a precarious climb getting down to them, so I waited while Joey went down to get these amazing shots.
You can see how mossy everything is. Lots of ferns and poison oak.
It looks like we're coming up on the Estrella Camp. It's really pretty, kind of open meadows and big oak trees and pine trees. And right when the storm is hitting, so it's starting to rain pretty good right now. At the Estrella Camp, they had nice sights on both the east side and the west side of the creek. We opted for the one on the west side. So it looks like they've got picnic tables here, firing. What do you think, Joey?
Good. I think there's more down here.
Okay. I think we've found our home for tonight here at Estrella. We've got a nice tent pad back here. I think we're gonna put our tent back here, but we have several choices around us. There was a much more private site. This site will be private if nobody else comes through, and it's almost 5 o'clock, so we're doubtful anyone else will come through. But there was a very private site, but it was out in the open. There wasn't a whole lot to look at. Here we're under a little bit more tree protection from the rain, and it's just nice and cozy feeling in here. So I think we're gonna do this spot. Huh? A couple of the things that we're having to deal with on this trail is there is poison oak everywhere, and there are ticks. And we did hear it was buggy too, but I think because we have got a cold front moving over that we're not really seeing any bugs, fingers crossed. But yeah, poison oak is everywhere, and ticks like to live in this leaf duff, so we have to be sure that we're checking ourselves all the time. Got my bed all cozy and set up, and I do have a new sleeping bag. If you remember, on my last backpacking video, I showed you that my zipper was not functioning anymore. So I read some really good reviews about this REI Magma 15 sleeping bag. And it's a down sleeping bag. It's 15 degree. I've slept with it now a couple of nights in the back of the truck, and it keeps me nice and warm. It's not supposed to get too cold on this trip. It seems like the rain is lightening up and the sky is brightening up. It's about 5:30, and I hope that it holds off for dinner. One of the things that I did when I got to camp is, because we were on a pretty steady climb all day today, I was sweating. I was sweating profusely. So my shirt was really drenched. And once I stopped here at camp, I started to feel very chilly. So I changed into a dry shirt, which is my sleeping shirt, and put on my puffy and got dry. So I feel so much better. One of the things that I try to do is stay dry because it is possible to get hypothermia even if it's not that cold. Would you look at this? The clouds have broken up and there's some sun. I was not expecting that today at all. They were calling for clouds all day. What a nice surprise. We are going to have a fun dinner tonight, a yummy dinner. We are making beef, cheese, and bean burritos with some awesome sauce. We got tortillas. These are dehydrated, refried beans. They're really good once you rehydrate them. And Joey's had this barbacoa and says it's very good. I have not had it yet, but we're gonna cook these in one of our stoves, this in the other, and I've got tinfoil to use as plates, and it's gonna be awesome. So we're gonna get this water boiling for the beans. It smells really good. I'm gonna add a little water to this. Unfortunately, I think I put too much water in the beans, and yeah, it's like bean soup. So I don't know that that is going to pan out. We might just be having beef and cheese burritos. Who needs Chipotle?
So we've lost the beans. It's just gonna
Yeah.
be barbacoa beef and cheddar. And some hot sauce.
Mm-hmm. A little bit wet there. There you go.
What do you think?
Tastes good. I put a little bit of the beans in. I was able to drain them off a little bit, but just the meat and the cheese and everything tastes good. After a relaxing evening by the fire, it was time to call it a night. Good morning. It is day 2. It drizzled off and on during the night, but looks like right now it's not raining. It is overcast. I got a good night's sleep last night, and we had a good day of hiking yesterday. Real pretty through the trees. Some parts were wooded. Got a few open areas where we could see the forest down below, and it's just a huge forest. Looks like a jungle almost. It's pretty cool. So today the plan is to continue up the Salmon Creek Trail. We have about 1,700 feet of elevation gain right off the bat. And then I think we're going to be up on a ridge, and then we'll drop down and then back up another 700 feet. So we've got about 2,400 feet of elevation gain today total until we get to our next camp, and I think about 8 or 9 miles. But I'm gonna go ahead and get some coffee going here soon. What you got going there, Joseph?
Coffee.
Got some fresh ground coffee, huh?
Yeah. I made it myself.
Okay, day 2 is underway. We are starting on our 1,700 foot ascent. So far it's kind of a gradual climb, which is nice first thing in the morning. But it's nice and cool. It clouded over again. So actually might be nice to have some clouds while we're doing this climb.
Pretty trail.
Mm-hmm. Nice and cool. The higher in elevation that we got, the thicker the fog got, and also the less visibility we had. And soon it would begin to rain. Probably gonna be going up into the mist. The good news is it's rainy and cloudy, and that keeps things cool for this climb. The bad news is it's raining and it's socked in, so we're not really getting the views from here at the top that we would have liked to have seen. And it's still raining pretty good. Getting pretty wet out here. Rain, rain, go away. Come back some other day. This is what we're looking at in terms of views, all socked in. We've made it up here to the top, to South Coast Ridge Road. The rain has stopped. The sun almost popped out for a minute. We are about to start descending before we have another 700 feet to climb. And we're on this old road here. Socked in, windy, a little chilly. We gotta start moving again. Springtime, there are flowers everywhere. At this point, we had left the Salmon Creek Trail and had now met up with the Crookshank Trail. We are getting a little bit of sun here and there. We just had some. As soon as I started filming, it went away, but it feels glorious. Right now we are pretty much steadily descending, and we are on the Crookshank Trail. It's been a good trail, and we're getting little bouts of sun here and there, which is awesome. Feels good. How you liking that sunshine?
It's awesome. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Loving all these bird songs too.
Lots of birds all day long.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right. Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun.
Wow. These guys are blooming. Aren't these yuccas right here? Yeah. Wasn't expecting to see that.
Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Sun, 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 here it comes.
We have just intersected with the Buckeye Trail, which is the last trail that we'll be on for this trip. And now we need to do another ascent. It's going to be about 800 feet. The next official camp is about 2.5 miles away, but there might be some camps before that that might have some amazing views. So we're not really sure where we're going to camp. We'll decide that later. But right now, we just need to start to climb. We slowly made our way around the swarming bees and hoped we were not going to get stung. Coming along at camp option A at the top of this bluff, I typically would have been all about. However, the wind was blowing, it was cold, and we were lacking any views. We decided to keep on pushing down the trail. One thing I did notice is the Buckeye Trail seemed a lot less forested than the rest of the hike so far. We opted not to stay at the camp on the bluff because of the weather that's moving in, and it's windy and chilly. It's just not ideal. Although typically I would have loved to have stayed at a camp like that if we had ocean views and it was a little bit warmer. Joey is checking out another camp on a point, but right now we are at Buckeye Camp. So we might be staying here tonight. I think that's what will probably happen. Stay tuned. Joey just gave the word. We are headed to the point. Although this camp was also on a point, it was a little less windy and we had a few more trees around to give us shelter. And as Joey pointed out, we were there for the views, so we were hoping we would get some. We have got camp set up. There's the tent. It's all filled with all of our goodies, all nice and cozy. And Joey's got some clothes hanging up here to dry. We've made this place home. Still very foggy, still very socked in front of us, but fingers crossed that we'll wake up to beautiful views of the ocean. That's what we're hoping for. Joey went over to get water from the creek that is past Buckeye Camp. So he was very kind to volunteer to do that. Thank you, Joey. He's going to fill up a 6-liter bag so that we have enough for tonight's dinner and tomorrow's breakfast and coffee. And then we'll be hiking out tomorrow, the last day. But this has been an awesome trip so far. A little bit of up today, quite a bit of up today. and the down was pretty gradual, so that wasn't too bad. I can see the water right now of the ocean. It's just down below me. I'm gonna show that to you. But yeah, we're gonna wait out the little bit of rain that we have tonight and enjoy our last night here. This is what's for dinner for me. Peak Refuel Chicken Alfredo Pasta. It's not my favorite one. My favorite one's a chicken pesto pasta, but I haven't seen that one very often lately. So, but this one's really good too. What are you having for dinner, Joseph?
I am eating some premium dried pulled pork, Carolina barbecue flavor. And I've been eating a lot of these lately. It's kind of just like beef jerky, basically. It's pretty dry, but tasty. And I'm gonna basically put the rest of the cheddar cheese, make a burrito. There's some hot sauce around here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
should be good.
Yeah. Mine takes about 10 minutes. I'm gonna get my water going.
Mine takes about 2 minutes.
Yeah. You don't even have to cook yours. Good morning, it's day 3 and I see blue sky. I see a little bit of sunshine peeking over the ridge. It's absolutely gorgeous. We can see the ocean. I'm super excited. Actually, Joey suggested doing this trip counterclockwise so that we would have these views on the last day, because the first day we were mostly in the trees and we knew it was going to rain. But we knew on the last day we might have some beautiful clear views, and that's why we did it counterclockwise. Most people, I guess, do it clockwise. Something I haven't mentioned is that you don't need a permit to do this trip. You don't need to even sign a free permit. You just go on the trip when you want to go on the trip. You do need a permit for fires. So we did have to go online, and I think you just put in California fire permit, and you can do a little quiz, watch a video, and you will be issued a fire permit. You also need those for the stoves, the propane or butane or whatever those little stoves are. You also need a permit for those as well. Speaking of stoves, I'm gonna get out and make some coffee. Well, these are the views that we were hoping for this morning, and these are the views that we got. I'm super stoked. So beautiful. We've just been sitting here having a quiet morning, enjoying coffee, looking out at all this beauty in front of us. But right now we are pretty much packed up and getting ready to hit the trail. We have about a little under 3.5 miles to get back to the truck.
All right, we have made it out of the wilderness boundary. You can see the highway down there, you can see the coastline. It's just absolutely beautiful. The trail today has just been awesome. It's only 3 miles, but like this is what it's looked like. And when the fog hasn't been here, these are the views. What's really cool is right here at the finish line, huge redwood trees. I guess they're not the biggest, but still, redwoods are just always fascinating. What'd you think, Kat?
It was awesome. Great trip. Today was a beautiful day.
What was your favorite part about the trip?
My favorite part was last night with the sunset and seeing the ocean really for the first time, getting really good views of the ocean. But the whole thing is really beautiful. Lots of vegetation, lots of cool camps to choose from. And I'm happy with our choices. It was a really great trip. I'd recommend it.
What was the biggest surprise to you?
Probably, I mean, I heard there was a lot of poison oak, but there's a lot of poison oak. So just be prepared for that. And just how much water there is through here. You know, I was asking Joey if there are lakes in the mountains because I thought lakes create waterfalls, but we had a whole conversation about that. I don't think there are, but there's a lot of water here. It's just gorgeous. It's like a jungle.
Yeah.
Gorgeous jungle.
Awesome trip.